DJ PK, and we are here with BYU offensive coordinator Aaron Roderick. Look at the relaxed body language. You've done this drill before. You've got this down. What is new to learn, Aaron? You've been around the block a few times now.
Yeah, can't believe how many years I've been doing this. I think this is year 26 now. I was at Utah for 12 years, and I think this is year 9 here. So I love it. It's the first day out here, back on the grass with the players. It's really fun.
As we look at this team, we expect big things from Bachmeier, and I can remember you came on our show, and it was after Retzlaff's first season, and going into that offseason, now we know what happened, but that's not the point of the question, is that you listed some stats that you were expecting from him, and they were considerably higher than completion percentage than what he was his first year, and he didn't get an opportunity. But now we got Bachmeier, who's going to have that opportunity. Are you expecting the same type of level of production that you anticipated from Retzlaff if he had played that second year with Bachmeier now in his second year?
Yeah, I think Bear is definitely capable of it. We don't talk a lot about stats here. Some stats are winning stats that are worth talking about. We don't talk about yards and let's lead the league in this or that. But we want to be 3-to-1 touchdowns to interceptions. Last year we were just over 2-to-1. I'd like him to be 3-to-1 this year, and I'd like to be around 70% completions. If we can hover in that 70% completion range, then there's going to and take better care of the football, there's going to be more explosive plays. And so that's part of the goal. Our big years on offense were, Zach 30-something touchdowns, Jaren 30-something touchdowns, 70% completion range. Those have been our great years on offense. And again, it's not like something we talk about every day, like, hey, we got to hit these marks. But we're trying to gear the offense in a direction where Bear can have that type of success.
I had a professor at UC Santa Barbara who said once, there's liars, there's damn liars, and there's statistics. The point of that is statistics is even worse than these two forms of liars. So I'm curious to dig a little deeper on that stat. 3-to-1 ratio, but when a quarterback runs the ball as well as he does, you add in the rushing touchdowns because maybe he doesn't throw it in from the 7-yard line because he runs it in from the 7-yard line. And how do you factor that in? Because fans are going to listen to this and they're going to be holding you accountable for those numbers in October.
Yeah, well, like I said, we're not harping on the numbers, okay? Those are goals. Those are winning numbers that are out there that are achievable. They're not easy. And he's a sophomore, so I'm not saying this has to happen right now. Those are things we're working towards in his career. I think he is capable of that, though. And you're right, Bear's an elite runner. I mean, he's as good of a running quarterback as I've ever seen in college football, and so that does factor into our, the equation. Sometimes when we're in the red zone, the space gets condensed in the passing game, and the quarterback run game is the thing that sort of balances it out. You equate numbers with the QB run, and so he's a threat, and we're going to run him less this year, but he's still a weapon in that area.
When you say you're going to run him less, why?
Well, just want to keep him healthy. At the end of last season, he was pretty banged up, and in the championship game and then in the bowl game, he played really well in the bowl game. But that bowl game was kind of more like the formula we want to play with this year, where we ran him a little less, threw it a little more, and we didn't have LJ in that game. So if we can kind of have that type of formula, but we're still handing the ball 20 times to LJ, I think that's going to be a formula for success.
I love how coaches, as they really settle into a place and a philosophy, they get real detail-oriented, and the details can matter a lot. One thing about Bear running, a lot of times quarterbacks do well outside the hash marks, maybe out by the numbers because there's space and there's speed, and they can run away from the big guys and they don't get hit. But you ran him a lot between the tackles. He was north-south guy. Right. He didn't try to get out. What's the logic behind that? Does it change over time?
Yeah, he's a north and south runner. He's not a beat you with speed around the edge type of guy. He does run well. He has good speed, but he's a very north and south runner. And he's 240 pounds. Last year I think he was close to 250 by the end of last season, We've got him leaned up.
So was DJ.
He's a little leaner this year, and
Me too.
he has unbelievable strength numbers in the weight room. I mean, he's as strong as they get, and so he's a good north and south runner. And even when a lot of his quarterback scrambles are step up, there's a crease, and go north. He hits it, and so he's very, very good at that. We just want to do it a little less. Just a few less hits. Let's get through this conference play healthy and strong. That's the goal.
So that's not just a you play calling thing. We've had Riley Jensen on, and just a little bit of coaching he did. He's like, you got to break down the QB run game. What's designed, what's called, and what's just ad lib because of the way a pocket breaks down. So. 5 per game of one, 7 of the other. How do you?
That's a good point. Yes. So it's partly play calling. It's partly our game planning. If you're putting a QB run in every situation of the game plan, then he's going to end up with a lot of carries. So there's certain situations in the game plan where we have to resist. Like, okay, it'd be easy to put a QB run here, but let's get another touch for LJ, or let's get a ball to one of our receivers on a jet sweep or something. And then you got to pick your spots where those QB runs are going to be in your game plan, and then when you get to the game, you got to just make sure you're not overusing them. And then the other part of it is just him being a good decision maker about, in the passing game, when to run, when it's worthwhile to take a hit, when it's better to just throw the ball away and play the next play. We're working our way through those things too.
How much do you need more time to establish a depth chart there?
At quarterback?
Yeah.
If we played today, Trayson Bourget would be number 2. He's doing a really good job. He knows our offense well. I have a lot of confidence in him. And then Enoch Watson, though, is right on his heels. That guy is talented. He's got really, really a high ceiling, and he is learning the offense and handling it really well. Like, he's done a great job. So a lot of confidence in him too. If we played today, it'd probably be Trayson, but we're still working our way through that.
Surprise.
Wait, do I know you?
You use your Discover cashback card to earn 5% cashback on restaurants all quarter.
Yeah.
Now, it's payback time.
Whoa, hold on.
Go ahead.
Oh, you mean my Discover cashback.
I told you there'd be payback.
You have a weird way of delivering good news.
I'm working on that.
Activate and earn 5% cash back at different categories each quarter on up to $1,500 in purchases.
Terms apply. See discover.com/5 for details.
Speaking of keeping people fresh, who can you give the ball to at running back other than LJ so he's not getting hit as often?
So Sione Moa is finally fully healthy. Now, he's had some bad luck in his career up to this point, but when he has been healthy, he's been a really good player. I mean, he's one of the best players on this team. And then I'm super excited about Devon Eka and the improvement that Preston Rex has made in the offseason. We moved Preston to running back last year, mid-season. He was a safety, trying to learn to play running back, and it was asking a lot. He did some good things in the passing game in the open field because he's really fast, but this offseason he's actually learned to play the position, and I think he's going to do some good things for us this year too. So right now it'd be those 4 guys I see a lot of good things out of, and then there's some other younger guys that are trying to work their way up too.
Any emphasis more on camp to find a primary receiver or receivers? Because obviously you lost a lot from that position.
Yeah, I mean, every day we're giving those guys chances. We're going to put some big guys on the field, though. When we put Kyler Casper and JoJo out there on the field together at 6'5" and 6'6", and both are good players. JoJo is, that injury he had last year was really serious. We don't talk a lot about the details of that stuff, but it was a tough injury, and one that even when he came back, it just, every single ball you catch or every time you hit the ground or anything, there's a lot to it, and he's had a great offseason. I think JoJo's time is now, and then Kyler Casper has done great things since he's been here, and then Reggie Frischneck's doing a great job. Tiger Bachmeier's really improved. I have confidence in him. I'm probably going to forget somebody, and Legend Glasker, freshman, he will play this year. He's good. So those are our guys right now. I'm probably forgetting someone, but I believe in those guys. They'll step up. And we're better at tight end than we've been too, so that's the other part, is the tight ends can help supplement that.
You say better. Carson Ryan was really good, so you're just talking depth-wise?
Yeah, depth-wise. I mean, I think these 2 guys are I don't want to compare them to Carson. Carson did such a great job for us, but they're in that realm of what Carson did for us, and we have more depth there than we've ever had since I've been here.
You talked at the top about, your quarter-century coaching. So along the way, you've worked with a lot of people. You had a year with Norm Chow when you were up at the U. And when Norm was here, there were similar questions about a wide receiver group one year. And you know how Norm gets sometimes, right? He just kind of gets because he goes, guys, we run this offense for a long time. The receiver who can run the pattern, make the break at 8 yards, not at 6, not at 9, but at 8, cut, and catch the ball if it's thrown to him. He can play. And he'll move the chains, and we'll get in the end zone, and we'll win games. Just do what you're supposed to do. The scheme will work for you. It's awesome to have all these physical attributes and to be able to win the 50-50 balls, but are you at a point where it's, guys, if you run the pattern, the scheme's going to work for you?
Yeah, there's definitely an element of just being reliable that makes the offense go. It's the most. You want to invest in your most talented players for sure, and your most talented players should be your best players. But sometimes there's certain parts of the game or certain situations where you just need somebody that's reliable that can go get the job done. And Tiger Bachmeier is one of those guys. Like, he did some things for us last year that probably nobody noticed, but he was in the right place, the right time, and makes a block that springs LJ on a run, or he sits down in the zone coverage where he's supposed to be, catches a ball, and moves the chains on third down. Some of those things that don't take a ton of talent, that just take someone who's tough and smart and reliable. There's always a place for guys like that to play here, and that's been the deal here for a long time, right? There's a long time where BYU offense has just been about being reliable and executing, and that's still true.
All right, well, congrats on another year. Stay one step ahead of the posse. That's the rule in the coaching profession. You're doing a good job of that.
Yeah, 1 year at a time.
All right.
As soon as you think this game will humble you fast.
Yeah,
I've learned that the hard way over the years. I've learned to enjoy the wins more, but this game will humble you, and we have to stay humble and be ready to go every week.
Hey, Rod, thanks for the time. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks.
There is Aaron Roderick, and he can't tell us, PK. We both wanted to ask. We both want to know. All right, what part of the game plan are you leaving the QB run game out, and where are you keeping it? I would assume red zone, priority number one, because he's very good at getting the ball in the end zone. And probably third and short, fourth and short situations, and then he better start being careful, because otherwise he's going to be up around 10 or 15 runs a game.
Yeah, and I think that's a wise thing to do, actually, is to back off the run game as much as possible for the quarterback, because you're just playing odds. And sure, he's a fine north-south runner, but, the whole defense is going to be geared to get in his face every time, because they know, wow, he must be really smart to be able to process that as a freshman who didn't even have spring ball, blah, blah, blah. So you got to stop Bear. You got to stop LJ. You got to stop their run game first, or else they'll just run it down your throat all day long. And, that's the way you get beat, and that's the way the team controls the games. That's why Whittingham has been preaching that for decades. He's probably 5 years old, and his mother said, what are you doing today? I'm going to figure out ways to stop the run.
I think this is where your argument about stats, be careful, they don't tell the whole story, really rears its head in the QB run game, because there are runs where you get hit hard twice. So back to your point about odds, there's two chances to get hurt. There are runs where you get hit hard once, and there are runs where you don't get hit at all. So we can't just look at the 7 carries or 11 carries or whatever it turns out to be. But if you get hit hard and then you get driven into the ground, that's two opportunity. We've seen guys get hit with a collision. We've also seen guys hit when someone lands on them or drives them into the ground. And sometimes you just get tackled. There's that one collision. Sometimes you just get shoved out of bounds. Uh-huh. Sometimes you score standing up untouched, or you run out of bounds, or you slide. And so I think all that has to be factored in. How many times a game does he get hit? And not just tackled. You got to count. Not only get tackled there, but that dude drove him into the ground. That's a chance to mess up a shoulder.
Yeah, and then I think, talking to him in the offseason, he plans to do cartwheels and upright jumps and stuff
Oh,
when he
okay.
scores.
See what you did there. Yeah, a little scattaboo backflip kind of thing right there.
Yeah, so he's planning.
Chance to blow your knee.
He wants to show, the NFL that he's nimble. So he was talking about starting at one side of the end zone and doing backflips like a gymnast all the way over.
Show the NFL you're nimble by running under the goalpost and then holding the ball above your head to the crowd so you can get the roars and the adoration of the tens of thousands of people at the game. That's good enough. You don't need a backflip, man. Just run through the back of the end zone with the ball over your head. I'm the man. I did it again. Touchdown.
If you scored and then hand the ball to the ref and then went out of bounds off to your side and did a backflip, would that be a celebration?
Probably. Probably would be. But I get your point. At some point, you're not right in their face.
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't do it because there's too many people, but if you're inside the box that they're allowed to be in, that 40 or 50 yards.
No, you can do it. It goes from the 20s, I think.
Oh, is it 20 now? Okay.
If you do that, though, and then everybody knows, okay, you'll do it, you'll wait, you'll have like a 2-minute cooling off period, and then you do it on the side.
On your way back to the sideline, once you get past the numbers, right?
But
Then
you're on the sideline, you're out of bounds, and the referees have started going back, and then the kickoff people and kick return start getting out on the field, and then you do it.
That can be a taunting celebration if the refs are gone and the other team's gone to their sideline.
That's the way you ought to do it. I've just created a whole way for guys to celebrate.
The only problem you have is you get over there and there's all the hangers on, all the people in the sideline
get the
passes.
crap out of the way.
The cheerleaders are over there. There's media over there.
They know. Scoot
Clear
out. Yeah.
Clear out. Backflip guy's coming.
Right. It's like when they blow that cannon thing. No one's standing right there.
Yeah, I've been busted by that before.
Well, you're dumb.
I am. I agree.
Finally, we've reached common ground.
Yay! Break time. DJ and PK, it's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.